So you are going to be a full-time creator in the next 3 months, and here's how you're going to do it. So step one might sound a little bit weird at first, and that's to tell no one. Not your friends, not your family, literally no one. And here's why. When you tell people your plans to start social media or start a YouTube channel, you get a little hit of dopamine. And if people encourage you or hype you up, then all of a sudden you're getting praise and validation for literally doing nothing. And it's almost like your brain is celebrating something that hasn't even happened yet. But then the problem is that once you do sit down to create, those first few weeks are brutal. You'll spend hours making videos that you're proud of, and those videos might get 5 views each, maybe 7 if your mom watches a few extra times. But now you've already told people, you've already made this big announcement that you're going to be a famous influencer or a famous YouTuber, and then they're going to ask you, how are the videos going? How's the YouTube channel going? And that added pressure is just not what you need right now. So my advice is tell no one, build it quietly, and build it in the dark. Because that way, when you do finally share it, you're not just someone talking about what you're going to do, you've actually already done the thing, and the results will speak for themselves. Okay, so step number 2 is to escape no man's land. And you might actually be in this stage right now. So this is the weeks or even months where you pour your heart and soul into your videos, and then the internet just completely ignores you. We're talking no views, no followers, no subscribers, literally nothing. And I remember when I was in this stage, I remember asking myself, is this content creation thing even for me? Am I even cut out for this? And to be honest, this part of the journey can be very brutal, and it's also quite lonely as well. For example, my first 10 videos on this channel didn't even crack 20 views each. And honestly, that was a lot more painful than I expected, because I put so much time and so much energy into those early videos. But the good news is that this no man's land at the beginning of your journey is actually just the price of entry. It's a part of the journey that you have to go through to get what you want. It really is as simple as that. So then the question is, how do we get out of this no man's land as quickly as possible? And just before I dive into that, if you are wanting to take this whole content creation thing seriously, I actually made a 5-day roadmap that shows you exactly how to grow an audience and start earning money as a new creator. And it's completely free to download, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check that out. So how do we actually escape this dreaded no man's land? Well, the fastest way through this brutal early stage, and it's better video ideas. Because here's the truth, you could be making amazing videos with perfect editing and even a really good title and thumbnail, but if the actual idea of the video itself is, not compelling or not really that interesting, then nobody's really going to care and nobody's going to watch the video. It would be kind of like trying to drive a car with no engine or trying to launch a rocket with no fuel. So then how do we find killer video ideas? Well, there is one way to do this, which is very simple but extremely effective, and that is to look for content outliers. Now, a content outlier is a specific video that is outperforming all the other videos on a certain YouTube channel or a social media account. And this is so powerful for beginners because it lets you know what is actually resonating in your niche. And then from that, you can start creating smarter, more effective videos from day one. Now, let's really quickly break down how to find these content outliers for YouTube specifically. So firstly, you want to look for creators in your specific niche that have less than 1,000 subscribers. So look for creators without that little tick next to their channel name. And this is because outliers from these smaller channels are a much bigger deal than a channel with millions of subscribers. The second step is to download the Chrome extension vidIQ. Now don't worry, it's completely free to download, and what this extension is going to do is show you which videos are outperforming the rest of the videos on a specific channel. And this is so powerful because now we know that there's something about this video that is resonating with your target audience. And thirdly, avoid picking videos that are, just a few weeks old, because these videos just aren't going to have enough data to actually be useful. And finally, we're going to take these content outliers and we're going to really study them. So we want to ask, what emotional trigger is this video hitting? Is it curiosity? Is it the fear of missing out? Is it inspiration? Or does the video just have a very cozy, relaxing vibe? Like, what is it about the video idea itself that's having such an impact? And when you do this, you're not simply copying other videos, you're actually trying to understand the specific formula behind why that video blew up. Okay, so step number 3 is a very simple one, and that's to improve as quickly as possible. Because the harsh reality is, if you're not slowly improving your videos over time, then you're going to stay stuck. It's as simple as that. And listen, I do get it. There are so many different things that you could be improving on, and there are so many different skills that you need to learn as a beginner. We've got lighting, filming, scripting, editing. You know, there's so much that goes into this that it can be a little bit overwhelming. But here's the secret. You don't need to figure out everything at once. In fact, it's impossible to figure out everything at once. So my advice would just be to pick one thing at a time and then hyper focus on that one thing. So for me right now, my one thing that I'm focusing on is my confidence when I'm speaking to camera and my ability to articulate my ideas. And if you do the same, if you pick one area and really focus on that skill and then move on, then you will improve so much faster than if you try to improve, 20 different things all at the same time. Now, as we move along this journey and as those early views do start to come in, now it is crucial that we make those viewers stick around. Because if we do start to get views, but then nobody follows us, nobody subscribes to our channel, and nobody returns to our content, then that's a big problem. So then what's the best way to fix this? What's the best way to convert those views into an actual audience? And the answer is actually so simple. It's to give people a clear reason to stick around. For example, if your videos are extremely valuable or extremely helpful to people, then people will return to your content. If your videos are very comforting to watch and they make people feel less alone, then again, people are going to come back to those videos. Like, take my channel, for example. I think that the only reason I was able to grow this channel, relatively quickly was because I tried to make these videos as genuinely valuable and genuinely helpful as possible. Because I've found that when it comes to growing an audience, it's not just about random luck. You actually need to actively think about this with every video. You want to ask yourself, why would someone watch this video and why would they come back for the next one? And once you start thinking about it like this and you start giving people a genuine reason to return to your videos, that is when you will start seeing real growth with your content. Okay, so for the final step, let's talk about making money from your content. Now, when it comes to online business in general, there always seems to be kind of a meta way to make money. For example, at one point it was digital products, then it was expensive online courses, and these days it seems to be communities and community-based products. But in my experience, you can make money in so many different ways once you actually have an audience. For example, I've had really good results from digital products. I've made the most money from online courses, and I've even had some pretty good success with one-on-one coaching and things like that. And I'm even about to launch my own community as well. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I've learned from selling products online is that it's not about choosing a very specific business model. It's actually about solving a specific problem for a very specific group of people. For example, with my community that I'm about to release, it's aimed at a very specific group of people. So it's aimed at early stage content creators. And it's also helping those creators with a very specific problem, which is growing an audience and getting more views on their content. And that really is the key. So instead of worrying and overthinking about what specific product to sell, instead focus on how you can solve a problem in the quickest and fastest way possible. And once you make that mindset shift, everything becomes so much clearer, and it also becomes a lot easier to make money as well. And if you want to dive into this further, I actually made this video right here where I give you, without a doubt, the easiest path to $10,000 a month as a new creator. So yeah, click onto that video and I'll see you there.